Hello, superstars. My name is Aaron. I own 14 sombreros, and this is SuperPod Saga. That's right, SuperPod Saga, the show you're listening to right now. A show where we discuss a different video game topic each week, and when we're done discussing that episode, we'll gather around the kitchen table for some tuna helper and some mellow yellow, just nice warm mellow yellow, and enjoy a meal as a family. Oh man, this sounds awful, good and awful at the same time. Have you guys ever had tuna helper before? It's the worst.
It's like the bastard child or bastard sibling to hamburger helper. Yeah, it's very bad.
Yeah. None of that sounds good to me at all. I mean, I like tuna. I like tuna in sushi. I like tuna sandwiches, but you keep that the fuck away from noodles.
It's terrible. That's SuperPod Saga. I've got a couple of returning guests today. I've got Matt from just the millions of different podcasts that you have out there. What is there? There's Fun and Games, Screen Snark. I'll let you do that. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Matt.
Sure. Yeah, I think that between you and Dave and several others, the number of podcasts I make just balloons. And like the number just gets bigger, even though there aren't that many shows. And I used to do more. I want on the record, since I know Dave is probably listening at some point. I just like giving Dave Jackson shit, to be honest. I'm Matt A.K. Stormageddon, and I produce and host a ton of podcasts. The one that might be most relevant to this audience is, of course, the Fun and Games podcast. Aaron has done a few side quest episodes for that. And we do, the main show is topic based, not unlike this show, where we talk about different genres of games, franchises, retrospectives, console retrospectives. We recently did an episode on the Analog Pocket and how it's helping game preservation. And then the side quest episode, as I mentioned before, these smaller bite-sized episodes that are like 10 to 15 minutes long, where a different host talks about a game they love and why they love it. Because I don't know if you've heard this about the internet, but shit's pretty negative over there. And so I created a positive outlet for folks to talk about the games they love, judgment-free, because I thought that would be fun. And then the other shows I do are Screen Snark, which is a TV and movie-based podcast where we bring a guest on and kind of just goof for an hour, and Reignite, which is a BioWare-focused podcast. We did 4 seasons on the Mass Effect franchise, and now we're in our 5th season covering Dragon Age Origins, and it's a game that exists that I like the Dragon Age franchise. The first game has definitely not aged as well as the rest of the franchise, but and then I'm also the freelance audio producer for the Game Informer show, which has been a lot of fun, hosted by one Alex Van Aken, Marcus Stewart, and Kyle Hilliard. I couldn't remember his last name for a sec. So yeah, that's me. And then I do like other stuff too, so like but that's the shortest version I got.
Holy cow.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah. I don't sleep.
I don't know how you or Bill. I know Bill also has 3. I don't know how you do it. I barely have the bandwidth for just the one and the occasional patron episode. Well, I have 3 patron shows or whatever, but yeah. You guys are y'all are rock stars. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And then we have Gerry from Super Ghost Radio. You've heard of him probably a million times on this show, but hey, go ahead and introduce yourself. For people. Hi.
I got just the one show,
like a sane person.
Super Ghost Radio, and yeah, we release a podcast every other Friday, and it's just kind of like lighthearted discussion of what we're playing, what we want to play, and what we're gonna play. I thought I was crazy for pitching the idea of having 2 shows, but after hearing your laundry list of stuff, I feel like I'm falling behind now. I feel like I may as well start 3 or 4 more.
Do it. No. Why not? What do you got to lose? Right?
No, Gerry, don't. No, 2 is enough. Save yourself.
So I can't remember if we talked about this, Aaron, but
throw it out there. Let them know. Let them know.
All right. Let them know. So the other podcast that I'm talking about, which will be coming out very soon, is Retro Rehab, and it's what I like to consider the greatest collaboration of all time, and it is myself and good old Aaron here,
Good
and we
old
are going
AA Ron.
and good old
That
AA
sounds
Ron,
gross. I shouldn't have said that.
double A Ron, and we are going to talk about all things retro with our comedic spice. We at the time of this recording, we recorded episode 1, and I had a headache all day today from laughing so hard at that episode last night. And yeah, I am really excited for fans of SuperPod Saga and fans of Super Ghost Radio to check this thing out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then we're going to do a bunch of YouTube stuff. And Matt, you mentioned that you just did an episode on the Analog Pocket, buddy. Have we got a podcast for you to come on and talk about the Analog Pocket?
Let's go.
Because
the one thing I love as much as making my own podcast is guesting on other people's podcasts. So let's do it.
Hell yeah. Because part of the reason why this podcast came about is because I built a Mister. And
nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, now I need an outlet to talk about all these retro games. And then I just kind of dragged Aaron into it. But he agreed, right, Aaron?
I did. I mean, get your hands off my collar. Jeez. I think also in the licensed games episode, I think I told Gerry about Matt, you and Jeff did that episode with Vim from Vim's Lair, and that I've told like a million people about that. That's just like that's super rad that Vim's a real person and that you guys talked to him. It was a great episode.
Yeah, I would love to reach out to good old Vim and explain to him how much I owe him for my childhood in ROMs.
He's a very sweet guy, like very soft spoken. But yeah, it was a fun episode. That was Jeff's brainchild. We wanted to do a bunch of stuff on video game preservation. We reached out to the Video Game History Foundation, but they weren't able to do an interview because they've been really busy. And so we're like, well, who else can we reach out to? And Jeff reached out to Vim, and he said yes. And it's one of the only existing audio interviews with him. He doesn't really do a ton of stuff, and so
Awesome.
but is more open to it. Like we talked to him about possibly doing other episodes and stuff, but it was really nice. And yeah, it's wild to talk to somebody who literally is the reason you got to play certain video games that you couldn't find. It's wild. But yeah, one of the many sites that I've used for a lot of my ROMs, and grateful that it exists. And like even now with the Steam Deck, I have started playing a ton of PS2 games I never played. And like Vim has all of that, which is great.
Yeah, I feel like he's a staple in I mean, look at his site. I love that his site still looks exactly like it did back in like 2000.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's so nostalgic just to flick over there and just look at those ROMs and stuff. And like I'll never forget like downloading I think it was Hyperdimension. Dragon Ball Z Hyperdimension.
Yes.
And I just remember being blown away because I was like, I didn't know this existed. And it was like the first time that like my brain was like trying to comprehend like all these Super Nintendo games that I remember growing up with and like the ones I always wanted to play at the video store are now just in front of me. And like there's ones that I didn't even know existed for like stuff that I really like now. Like it was, I don't know. It like I have very fond memories on that site. So yeah, I would love to have a conversation with Vim.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah, one day we'll talk to Vim. Right now, we're going to talk about video game characters you'd like to share a drink with. It could be any video game character, any drink. Doesn't have to be like coffee. Well, Matt doesn't drink alcohol or stuff like that. But no, we'll get to that in a little bit, though, because we asked the Discord if you could have a drink, any beverage with any video game character, who would it be? What would you drink? And where would you be? The Cthusiast Jeff, by the way, our newest member to our Discord channel, welcome. He says Crystal from Star Fox. And we will both share a couple sex of the beach. Or I think he meant to say sex on the beach. I've said too much, lol. Yeah, that's I get it, man. Crystal's cool.
Someone showing their furry card early, and honestly, I respect it.
Yeah. Right on. Get it out. Blathers 2.0. He says Jaeger Bombermans under a bridge.
Jeez.
I don't know if Jaeger. I know a Jaeger bomb, but like a Jaeger Bomberman, like what? I'm interested to see what that's like. That sounds cool. This is like a Jaeger bomb, but like a step further. Like it's got even
I like
more Jaeger in
Bomberman.
it. Fucking a cherry
Bomberman.
bomb.
I like
man.
Jaeger.
An M80.
I feel like if you're drinking with Bomberman, though, like there's a part of me that feels like he's underage.
I don't know. Does he age? He's been around since. Oh God.
Is he a robot? I don't even. I mean, I don't even know at this point.
I've never actually thought about like who and
Googling
what Bomberman is.
Yeah, because
like,
Bomberman, the most story I ever experienced in a Bomberman game was Bomberman 64. It had like a whole narrative that you could follow, but like doesn't really get into who he is. It just is.
Now I'm thinking about it, he literally has man in his title. Maybe he's like a full grown ass man. Like,
I mean, if the
with
Gritty
childlike
reboot is
features.
to be believed, it's a guy in like
that-
this high-tech armor. Yeah, I know.
pile
Awful.
of dog shit that is.
Yeah.
It Wikipedia does not say, so we'll sweep it under the rug and move on. Nomad Retro Wildlands. He says, I'd have a drink with Big Boss from the Metal Gear series, as well as a big fat cigar too. He strikes me as a bourbon guy, and have to imagine he has some great war stories about all the crazy shit he's seen. Oh man, yeah, you'd be there for a long time with all those fucking stories, the 45-minute cutscenes and all that. Zodiac. He says, I'd have a wild turkey with Alex Kidd, and we can talk about what it's like to feel disposable and forgotten. You'd be in a dive bar, the one where you have to pay with cash only.
Oh, woof. That paints a picture.
Alex Kidd. Oh boy. The real Dave Jackson, he says, I want to drink sake and do karaoke with Ichiban. I could not agree more.
It's a
Ichiban
good
That would be
choice.
the best.
Ichiban's
Yeah.
the fucking, yeah, he's the best. Kevin.demo, he says, my and Link's grandma for Wind Waker drinking her homemade soup on the beach at Outset Island, possibly romantic, question mark. Yes. Totally yes. John Haig, he says, Kratos, Spartan wine in Sparta. Yeah.
Solid choice.
Chan says, have some tea with Noctis at the camp in FF15 and tell them it ain't worth it because they're going to get canceled in the final DLC. Yeah. Yeah, valid.
Legit.
Adam Revival and Extinction, he says, coffee with Joker, Persona 5 at LeBlanc.
Wouldn't be much of a conversation piece, though.
It'd be a lot of you talking and him listening and nodding.
He might give like an anime.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Judge Bread. That guy says, I want to drink a pitcher of milk with John Marston. That sounds disgusting, but yeah.
I feel like if you drink a pitcher of milk, isn't milk like the thing that if you drink a ton of it, like you just barf? Like
Yeah, your body can
instantly?
only actually absorb. It's so hard to digest. Our bodies to digest it. You can only actually take in so much. Yeah, it was a MythBusters episode many years ago. Actually,
well, jokes on you, Mister. Jokes on you, Mr. Bread. Have fun barfing your lungs up with Mr. Marsden.
I want to watch that episode and just watch them just demolish some gallons of milk and throw up all over the place, dude. Myth busted. There's like puke hanging from their beards and they're like red in the face, dude. They're like thumbs up, but it's almost like that end scene from Terminator 2, but it's like,
oh god.
Oh Christ. Well, that's it. That's everybody from the Discord. Now I'll move on to the main attraction, the Russian bears on the unicycles. That is us. Who wants to go first?
I mean,
or I can start it.
That's it. Well, I need to get this off my chest.
Okay. Is it a bear?
No.
Oh.
But for some reason, the first thing that I thought of when you were like, what's a video game character that you want to have a drink with? My brain was like, drink with Birdo. It'll be good.
Gross.
Drink with Birdo. And then I was like, wait, I feel like Birdo would just like put a full bottle of champagne in that mouth and then just dip. I think Birdo's a male. I think dip his head back and then just slammer it. What did you just? Oh no!
I'm sorry. I googled Birdo, and it was a mistake. I found that, and I wish I could unsee it, but I mean, it's not that bad. Who cares? Whatever, Birdo. Yeah.
I mean, that's what my brain went to, but in
Yeah.
reality, I think I would rather just have like endless shots of like straight moonshine with Wario.
Moonshine with Wario. What do you think? Do you think Wario is like a happy drunk, or is he more of like an angry, like Irish drunk?
I feel like
Not to say
he's
that all
like
Irish are bad drunks, but
I feel like I picture him getting drunk and then acting like Big Ed off of like 90 Day Fiance.
Oh my god.
that's quite the reference. Fuck yeah.
For the record, I believe Birdo is a she, and there is a lot of conversation around Birdo being a transgender character. And so like I believe Birdo is a she, and Birdo is considered, not that Nintendo has officially said in any way, but I think audience wise, people have inferred that she is a transgender character. Either way, probably can still down an entire bottle of champagne, so I don't think it changes the conversation that much at all.
Absolutely.
Apparently Birdo is known as Catherine in Japan.
Why?
I don't know. Like Birdo is such a Nintendo ass name to give that character, but like in Japan it's just Catherine.
Interesting.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Cool, yeah. We'll go in reverse order. Matt, what do you have next for us?
So mine is parallel to Dave Jackson's suggestion. One of my favorite video game characters in the history of video games now is one Kazuma Kiryu from the Like a Dragon / Yakuza franchise, and I would also love to have a drink and do karaoke with Kazuma Kiryu. But the drinks would be either coffee or maybe tea. He drinks a lot of tea in the new game. But yeah, just a badass who isn't afraid to show his softer side and sing some karaoke, do some ballads. Like, I'm all for it.
How do you think Majima would act if you were like, "Hey man, let's go grab a coffee"?
So like, it's funny, right? Because Majima is a lunatic, but also deeply loves Kiryu, like in a brotherly way, and maybe even more. Who knows? And so I feel like if Kiryu's giving the invite, Majima's in, and we'll hang out. I think if we, the people, the player characters controlling Kiryu, asked, he would maybe not be as amenable. It'd definitely be a good time regardless. That's probably for sure.
I don't even know if I could approach Majima to ask him for like
anything.
Anything. Like I wouldn't even ask him for fucking directions. Like,
yeah, he's pretty
I feel like you'd get pinned up against a wall and have a knife like to your eyelids, and you would just be like, "It's down that way,"
and then cackle and walk off.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm having a hard time picking a first one to go with. Fuck it, I'll do a nice glass of Kool-Aid with Ness and the gang. Ness, Paula, Jeff, and Pooh. I'll have a glass of Kool-Aid with those little kids and chat about. I don't know that we really have anything in common. Yo-yos. I used to be really good with the yo-yo. I'm not anymore.
Was it one of those like fake yo-yos though? The ones that like
those are Duncan
freestyle. Yeah.
No,
was it one of those that like had little like sparklies inside them and stuff?
No, it was just a red Duncan yo-yo.
And you were good with it?
Yeah.
Impressive, honestly.
That's impressive. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let me like. Terrible. I could.
Could you walk the dog?
No, I could not. But I could at least do like normal yo-yo shit. Like I could flip it overhand and do it the regular way. But that's it. Like I guess I shouldn't have said I was good. I should have said I can do like normal yo-yo thing. I can yo the yo. You know. I don't know fucking yo-yo terminology. Do you think? Is there a subreddit for yo-yos? I want to look at this shit. I bet there's some wild stuff. Reddit yo-yo. I'm gonna like fall deep down. Oh my god, Reddit's yo-yo community. Oh boy, no, I'm already done with this. Is boring. I thought it was just gonna be some real wild shit, but it's just like, hey, what's the best string brand? But yeah, moving on from that.
I feel like, I mean, this is whenever I think about like video game characters, for whatever reason, my mind instantly goes to the entire catalog of Nintendo characters because there's so many of them, and they all have like different personalities and stuff. But like one of the other ones that I was thinking about was like, I bet you Kirby is a hell of a mixologist.
Oh my god, yeah. Are you kidding? Someone who loves to eat and loves to drink probably would like, and like always is combining stuff, right? The game's combining powers and stuff, like must know how to mix. Yeah, I can see that totally.
Can you imagine though if he's like trying to mix a drink and he has to like go out into dreamland and just like suck up some enemy and then just spit it into a glass, and then he's like, oh, I gotta go find one of those ice guys. Gotta go get the ice guy.
To fucking demolish it.
I gotta go start sucking again just to finish this drink. Gotta go get an ice guy.
It's like a terrifying battle chef brigade. Because like before you cook, you got to go out and like kill monsters and gather like meat and veggies and shit, and then come back and cook. But it's like Kirby, like you suck them all up and they go to hell or wherever they go in Kirby, and then he just spits them back up and he just kills them in a cup.
Now, I mean, it sounded good at first, but now it sounds kind of horrifying. I feel like that would be a circus of nightmares.
I mean, you know, Kirby's an elder god, right? Benevolent and all, but he's an elder god, and so are all of his like final bosses. So, like, yeah, there's a bigger conversation to be had about how we should all actually be afraid of Kirby. But that's a whole other episode.
I argued one time that Kirby is the most overpowered like video game character ever. Like,
I would agree.
I feel like nobody stands a chance against Kirby. And I feel like on all his little adventures, he's just toying with everything. He's just like having a good time.
Christ. Oh my god. Video game conspiracy. Mythbusters. Let's get the Mythbusters on it. We'll bring him out of retirement. Bust that myth. They'll just get sucked up and sent to like whatever the fuck galaxies inside of Kirby or whatever.
Do you think any of the Mythbusters at any point said "busted makes me feel good"?
That was Ray Parker Jr. Different person. It's a joke for 80s kids. You're welcome. I'm old.
Oh man, Matt, what's your next? What's your next one?
I think my next one would probably be Samus Aran from the Metroid franchise. One of my favorite video game franchises of all time. But also, she is such a badass and like has gone through so much by the time we hit the most recent game, Dread. Like, probably has a ton of war stories. Probably what she can and can't even eat, like now that she's like fused to her armor and like has gone through all this stuff. Like, it would just be kind of like a badass, almost intimidating kind of drink, like hanging out. Like, I don't even know that I wouldn't know what to say, but I would hopefully be able to like get her started and like just get her storytelling and just like sit back and relax while like sort of like someone mentioned the Colonel before, like just getting folks talking and then just be like hearing all the war stories of fighting space pirates and killing an entire species.
You start off like you just kind of swirl in your little wine glass. You're like, how about them Yankees? Holy shit. Oh, my next one it's so stupid. I would like to do some shots with Slippy Toad. Watch him get super fucking drunk and become Sloppy Toad. Sloppy Toad.
It's a long way to go for a joke, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
I bet you that Toad, the way I bet you the reason why he talks the way he does and that weird gibberish is because he's already so wasted. And that's why, like, in all the Star Fox games, he just gets fucked up immediately all the time because he's so drunk behind the wheel, and Fox is like, God damn it. And like, that's why Falco's always so pissed off because they have to fucking babysit this goddamn frog or Toad.
And then when he's not totally hammered behind the wheel, he's got like the alcohol shakes, like he's jonesing for I'm trying to think of an alcoholic drink.
Shakes.
He's chosen for an old fashioned, but he's stuck behind the wheel of that fucking R-Wing. He was like, oh my god, I just want to get this mission. I just want to blast Pigma in the balls and just go back to the bar for Guinness. He's got the shakes.
I bet he's on some drugs too, because like his pupils are really dilated all the time. Like he has humongous eyes. I mean, toads do all the time, but like, I mean, now that we've come to the conclusion that he's likely a semi-functioning alcoholic.
He's basically Frank Gallagher from Shameless, but toad form. He's just this homeless fucking alcoholic drug addict. Oh shit.
Poor Slippy. Oh man, we didn't have to go this hard on Slippy.
I don't fucking care, man. Slippy. Rip Slip.
Oh god.
Oh man. Oh
Rip
no.
Slip. He's not dead yet. Oh.
Take us out of this sad topic, Gerry. Take us out of here.
One sad topic to the next. I would like to have a drink with Joel from The Last of Us.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a good one. Yeah,
he's like, I mean, obviously pre The Last of Us 2,
sure.
but I sometime in The Last of Us though, like before shit gets really, really bad for him and all his endeavors. But yeah, I would just like to sit down and just like pick his brain, maybe get some survival skills out of him. Yeah, I think he would. I feel like though he would drink me under the table.
Oh, totally.
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
I just picture him pouring up like scotch upon scotch upon scotch upon scotch.
He doesn't even use like a normal glass for scotch or whatever. He just has like
a mason jar.
He's got like a Pepsi glass from like Pizza Hut. He fills it all the way up. Like it's fucking Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I think Joel will be interesting to pick his brain. Because that's essentially what I mean. Usually when I go out for a drink with somebody, it's like, it's like you're having a conversation. Whether it's a alcoholic drink or a non-alcoholic, like a coffee or something, it's usually to just like chat, pick each other's brains.
Yeah. Except with Slippy, because he'd be just incoherently fucking just shattered, dude. Totally gutted out of his gourd.
Rip Slip.
No self-control at all, dude. Rip Slip.
Oh man.
Matt, I hope you have a non-alcoholic. Or no, yeah, all of yours are, right?
Well, yeah, I mean they can be. My next one is more sincere, just because I feel like if I don't, and like I'd had another person from this game franchise on my list at first, but I really thought about it and like I think Joker from Mass Effect would be a great drinking companion, but it would be mostly telling jokes and goofing off, and like I want something a little more real in that Joel vein, and so I think Garrus Vakarian would be a great choice for a drinking buddy, because like he'd have the war stories from like when he was doing the mercenary thing for a while, and then once he started being a part of the Turian army, he'd have stories about that. And he's kind of a giant dork, like as serious as he like his character is in the game. When you get to know him, he's actually really just a giant nerd and like is really goofy. And I think it'd just be a fun, like kind of down to earth conversation, especially if it's over the course of the games. Like they kind of get bleaker and bleaker, and so you'd want like a real kind of hang. And I think he'd be a good hang out of the whole crew. Probably any of them would be, but I think he'd be like my number one choice.
Who would be your second?
My second choice would probably be Thane Krios, but only
Thane. I forgot about him.
But Thane's only cool. If BioWare gets their shit together and lets me, as a male presenting person, romance him, because it's baloney that you couldn't. That would be a more intimate conversation, I feel like, with Thane, because he is very romantic and poetic and like the kind of classic suave assassin character, and so that would probably be my second. And like if I wanted to have a wild party or like just go get ramen or something, it would definitely be Grunt, my lizard son, because he's just adorable and stupid and like just doesn't think first before acting, and would probably just be a ruckus kind of good time.
Well, I got good news for you. I live in the same city that BioWare is in. I could go like knock on their door and ask.
Yeah,
them
go
if you
just
want.
go put in a good word for me. Thanks. Yeah, this game that recently got remastered, and there's a sequel eventually coming out. Yeah. See what you can do for me.
I almost have to drive past that place every time I drive to work, and every single time I'm like, what would happen if I just like went up to the door and was like, I'm here to see Bob BioWare. I want to talk to Mr. BioWare himself, please. Like,
I'm imagining Gerry going up to the door and he's like acting like he's trying to unlock it. You know, he's just jabbing a key at the door, and then some employee comes up. He's like, "Can I help you?" And you're just like, "It's like, oh, this isn't my house, duh. By the way, can you bring Grump back?"
yeah.
Oh,
or
yeah.
just do that almost exactly what you just said, but then when they get up, be like, it's my first day on the job, you know what I'm saying? Like, stupid me, and then just weasel my way in, get in with like this.
Oh yeah,
Casey left again, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Pretty sure, yeah. I think
Yeah.
he left and then he came back, and then I think he was like, "Wow, this shit is not looking good." And then he took off again.
You wiggle your way into the company. You like you find an office that's empty and like assume their identity. Day bow. I am Bob BioWare. That's the name of the documentary, dude.
Bob BioWare.
Yeah.
We're all Bob here.
Exactly.
Speaking of Bob, dude, I feel like it. This is another like stupid one, but like, no, I'll get the stupid one out of the way, then I'll do a serious one. I'd love to slam a 4 Loko with Chris Redfield, like RE5 Chris.
Oh yeah,
Redfield.
you got it. You kidding me? Would be great. He
And
gets
then-
so pumped.
Like, yeah, exactly. Get so pumped, and then just go make sweet, dirty love to a boulder somewhere, like he does in that game.
That boulder punching asshole.
But yeah, like on like a more serious note, oh fuck, what is her name? RE0. Rebecca.
Oh yeah.
She'd be a fun one to just chat with over a coffee. Rebecca
Yeah,
or Jill.
Look, man, I'm gonna tell you, as a straight male, the entire time hanging out with Chris Redfield, like RE5 Chris Redfield, I would just be like, can I touch your bicep real quick? Like, can I just feel your biceps? Like, I feel
built,
like
dude.
he could, like, his biceps would like just put Dwayne Johnson's head in the middle of them and just crack it like a nut. Like, his arms are massive in Resident Evil 5.
Yeah.
He's got like Gears of War proportions almost. He's like a thin,
He has such a
little
tiny
puff of
head.
cotton away, dude. Yeah.
Like, he looks kind of like the Goombas from the Mario Brothers movie. Like, he has that build.
Well, and even in Village, like with the
Mario
big coat
movie.
on, like in Village, he's got the big coat and the big long
Oh
coat.
my
so
God,
it's like
yes.
even more so.
He
really,
is like the Goombas from the Mario Brothers movie.
That's
Do you know what I like about mud? It's clean and dirty all at the same time.
oh man. What,
God bless him.
Yeah, see, if I were to drink with anyone from the RE cast, it would be my favorite golden retriever, Leon Kennedy. Also because he's easier on the eyes, but also because, especially in 4 remake, he's just the biggest, dumbest, most delightful superhero. Like, it just, you just hang out. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the animation where it's Claire and Wesker and Chris talking about going to get a snack, and they're spelling out the word snack because they don't want Leon to know because Leon can't spell. It's the dumbest thing. It's so stupid. Like, and they treat him like a child, but he is. Yeah, Leon is my favorite.
Does Leon want some cake? Do you want some cake, Leon?
Who wants a treat?
Yeah.
Leon definitely is like the biggest fucking well, not like a doofus necessarily, but like doofus adjacent. Like,
yeah,
like the entire time he's rescuing Ashley, he's just so lovable. He's just a cool guy. He's like, hey, don't worry, Ashley, I'm gonna save you. And then she gets captured again. He might do like a little face palm, like, oh, this bitch. I'll come get you though. Yeah, don't worry. And then yeah,
I feel like if Chris
awesome.
got drunk enough, he would just start being like, Sheva! Sheva! He would just like start yelling out Sheva, and you'd be like, Chris, man. She's not here, dude.
yeah, she's
not
retired,
here."
Chris.
Take a breath.
Put the pool cue down, buddy.
Oh God, Chris has shark eyes again.
Oh my fucking god.
Hide your
Jeremy!
boulders.
What's your next one, Chair Bear?
Oh man. I mean, look, I said it before. I would love to just like get absolutely slammered with pretty much any Nintendo character, but like among the ones I would really like to have a drink with, like, dude, I bet you Princess Peach would be such a fun fucking drunk. Like, I bet you she would kick off those princess slippers and just get fucking ham. Like, I bet you she could party. Because
I
like,
could see Daisy doing that too. Maybe. Isn't
I feel
Daisy,
like Daisy
little-
would be the one. Like, I feel like you would lose her throughout the night.
That's
and
true.
she
She'd be the
just
trashy
disappear.
drunk.
Yeah.
She'd be the trashy fucking drunk, and Peach is more like
Peach
like
is
the
just
fun
like
one.
holding her hair back as she's barfing.
Yep. That's that's it. That's right. Daisy is the one who like gets drunk and then just passes out in a pile of trash, and like
Just barfs all over Toadette.
their fucking purse contents are just spilled all over the place.
Take Toadette's little mushroom hat and just use it as a barf bucket. Wait.
Woo! I'm in Hollywood.
It like, was it ever? Are those hats? Did the Toads have hats?
I
I feel
It's
Are there-
unclear if they're hats or not. Like, I don't think it's ever really been like, so in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, the cartoon that was around for a while, it was a hat for Toad. But like in the
Oh,
canon,
right.
I don't know if they've actually confirmed one way or the other if it's
Well,
their
like-
head or a hat.
if you look at a Toad, they're a mushroom,
Yeah.
really, and like the bottom part of a mushroom is attached to the top part of the mushroom.
Right.
Oh God! Now I'm having like intrusive thoughts of just like trying to pull
Oh.
one of those off a Toad, and it's like pulling the shell off of a turtle.
Oh, God, Matt.
Ugh.
Matt, steer us away, please.
Yeah. So a semi-serious but kind of goofier answer for me would be Knuckles from the Sonic franchise.
Ooh.
And I like that. Like, so I've really enjoyed the Sonic movies so far. I'm excited for the third one. Like, I think Idris Elba's performance as this kind of lunkhead is really good and kind of poisoned my view of the character. But even in the more modern Sonic animatics and stuff in the more recent games, he's kind of like a doofus. Like, he's this like guardian, like stoic character that's also kind of a dork and kind of a goofball. And so I think it'd be fun to like hang out on Angel Island with a couple of like drinks and just like take in the sights and hang out, look at the
In
shine.
your head
of the
canon,
night.
does
Yeah.
he have Idris Elba's voice?
Yes, because that's hotter in weird ways. I mean, it all gets weird from here on out. Like, let's be honest, but like, yes,
Oh, did you see that that Jim Carrey is coming back for the next movie?
yes,
No way.
That's really, really rad.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's so good in those movies.
he is.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I can't pick. Jimmy T from WarioWare. I feel like he would destroy
Oh my
a nice
God.
earthy Merlot and just get funky, dude.
That's true. Yeah,
Oh, Jimmy
that's
T.
definitely true.
It's just so goofy all the time, just throwing out wild ass poses and just, hey, come on, and then, and then you just pound a full glass, get out there, get his boogie on, come back, pound another full glass, and just continue through the night. Jimmy T is cool. It's my favorite WarioWare character.
Dude, WarioWare characters, like, yeah, I never even thought of that. There's so many of those, and they're all so cool.
Yeah, what's
Except-
what the fuck is his name? What's the alien guy? Oh, what's the alien guy's name?
9 volt? No.
No, I'm looking it up. Orbulon.
That's his
Orbulon's cool.
name?
Yeah, Orbulon, the little like white bowling pin looking guy.
Yeah, with the glasses, right?
Yeah.
Yup. He's good shit. I got one for you.
Yeah.
Before we
I
do
would-
that, let's take an
yeah.
ad break.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
true. We got to do one of those.
We gotta do an ad break. We'll be right back. SuperPod Saga is brought to you by our dazzling patrons. On Novel Console, Jared, Jameson, Adam/Phineas, Trey, Jeff, and Adam, Revival and Extinction. You're all superstars, the very best, each and every one of you. And I cannot thank you enough for supporting the show. You all are the MVPs, and it's such an incredible feeling knowing that you all love SuperPod Saga enough to support it. If I could, I'd give each and every one of you a big, meaty high five. Take it easy. If you're a fan of coffee and you're looking for something different, I think we've got just the thing for you. That's Bones Coffee. Bones Coffee is not your usual coffee company. Of course, it's all sugar-free, gluten-free, all that stuff because it's just coffee, nothing added to it. But they roast each batch of coffee beans to your order, and they've got just a bazillion different flavors to choose from. They've got your usual French vanilla, salted caramel, they've got Irish cream, of course they've got decaf, single origin coffees like Kenya, Guatemala, stuff like that, even what they call high voltage, which is extra strength, extra caffeine, but they have all sorts of other awesome kind of out of the box flavors. They've got ones like cotton candy, maple bacon, and even mint chocolate chip ice cream. And they're always coming up with new crossover flavors, like they've done a bunch for Nightmare Before Christmas, Indiana Jones, even Spider-Man, of all things. And they're also coming up with new seasonal flavors all the time. If this sounds right up your alley, feel free to use the link in our episode description and use coupon code SuperPodSaga at checkout to get 20% off your order. That's SuperPodSaga at checkout to get 20% off your order. And if you're not just in the market for coffee, you can also get some sweet mugs. They've got lots of cool shirts. They've got all sorts of different brewing equipment like French presses, stuff like that. Just head on over to bonescoffee.com, or again, use the link in our episode description and get 20% off. Get yourself a new interesting flavor and spice up your morning routine with Bones Coffee. I really hope you enjoy. I'm a really big fan of it, and I hope you find one that really hooks you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one. It's really important to stay hydrated. They say to drink 8 to 10 cups of water per day to stay properly hydrated, but sometimes that can be difficult to do and completely inconvenient, and most of us don't feel like carrying a gallon of water with us at all times. But that's where Liquid IV comes in. Liquid IV is the category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being, and their hydration multiplier is the one product you're missing in your daily routine. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. Use it first thing in the morning, before a workout, when you feel run down, after a long night out, or on long flights. Man, in Iowa, the summers can be brutal. 90 degrees and tons of humidity, and that just saps the energy and water right out of your system within just a few minutes. Luckily, Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's very important to replace those electrolytes, you know? And I just love how quick and easy it is to use Liquid IV. You just get one packet and a bottle of water, and you just pour that packet into the bottle of water, shake the heck out of it, and bam, you are good to go. Since using Liquid IV, I've felt way more alert, active, and just plain better versus drinking water alone. My favorite flavors to go to are the Yuzu Pineapple Energy Multiplier and the Tropical Punch Hydration Multiplier. I can't get enough of those ones. And what makes them even better is, like I mentioned earlier, they're packed with 5 essential vitamins like B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. And again, 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. And they're non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy, which is just great. So you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code SuperPod Saga at checkout. That's 20% off anything when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code SuperPod Saga, SuperPod Saga at liquidiv.com. You have a great one, superstars. Hey, Matt, Gerry, are you guys fans of honey?
Sure, who doesn't like honey?
It's okay.
Okay, I guess better question. How do you feel about bees?
Are you saying beads?
Bees.
How do
the
you
ones
get
that make
beads from honey? Like literally.
honey. The ones that make the honey, Gerry.
Bees? I don't like bees. So I'm terrified of bees because I've never been stung by one, and in my brain, I'm thinking that I'm deathly allergic to them. But
Gerry, we're destined to be best friends because I've also never been stung by a bee ever in my entire life, and I also am terrified of them.
Awesome. Well, this product was made for both of you guys. Introducing canned bees. It's bees in a can. No matter where you are, anywhere in the world, just bring a can of bees with you. Pop it open. Like a can of soda, just pop it open, and then bam, you have bees. Easy to, I almost said drink, but you wouldn't drink bees. Easy to
God.
Dump out bees anywhere you are. If you want, I don't know, bees to just attack people or bees to empty
bee
up.
grenades.
It could be. I mean, you give it a little.
I didn't
shake
realize
and then
that you could train bees to just like a dog, be like, sick them.
I mean, if they're
Go
agitated,
get 'em.
they'll attack whatever. You could give the can a shake and then pop open the tab and then toss it into a bathroom stall to clear out anybody who's in there. I mean, you'll probably have to wait like 10 minutes for the bees to call. No, you'll have the smoke. You'll have the handy dandy canned bees can smoker. You just toss a little can of smoke in there. Those bees will get all good and I guess wound down or whatever the smoke does, and then bam, you go take a nice smoky poop in that stall that you just cleared out.
Perfect.
I don't know how I feel about this. The whole time I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, it's okay. He's saying beads. It's not bees. He's saying beads.
It's not beads. It's
Fuck.
bees. I don't know. BEES.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Nice honey bomb.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll have there'll be another edition where it's like a full hive inside the can, and yeah, again,
God.
give it a little
Big
shake.
can.
You give it a shake. Pop the tab. Give it a toss. Well, I guess if you want the honey, you don't have to toss it. You just pop open the tab, then just chug a lug. Shotgun in some fucking honey, some thick syrup honey.
Good
Gerry,
Lord.
let's talk to some satisfied customers like Gerry. How what do you think about canned bees? How was your experience with canned bees? This fine product.
No, sir, I don't like it. I really gotta say,
Gerry,
that-
Gerry.
Yeah?
I need this to be a positive experience. I need you to be positive.
oh right. So you're still gonna, they're still gonna pay us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can cut that. Yeah, we can cut
Yeah.
this. I love bees so much. The bees are amazing. I like to wear them. Sometimes I'll just lather myself up with honey and then just take the queen and throw her right on my taint and just get the pheromones going there and then just lather up in bees and then just wear it out I'm wearing my Sunday's best. just wearing my bees, man.
Wearing my bees.
Where my bees at?
Matt, how do you feel about canned bees?
I too loved canned bees. They're the best product that I've ever used. Wait, no, come on, next cue card. And I really dig the Hive version. So good. How was that?
That was perfect. Yum, yum. Order yourself.
Do we get paid now?
Well, in just a sec again. Order yourself some canned bees today. Right at this very second, and you'll also get the canned bees beekeeper suit, so that way you're protected from harm. Shit, that's it. Yeah, canned bee. Thanks, canned bees, for sponsoring this episode.
Thanks, canned bees.
I like that you said it as like hateful as possible. Thanks, thanks, canned bees. Oh boy. Yeah, it was your turn, right, Gerry? Oh, we're back. By the way, we're back.
Yeah. It was me, and I was gonna tell you how much I want to have a drink with Cid Highwind from Final Fantasy
Which
VII.
one?
It's Final Fantasy VII, baby.
Okay.
He's got that cigarette sticking out of his mouth the whole time. I just feel like to me, that version of Cid is just like, I feel like you'd be in the middle of like having a drink, and he'd just roll up his sleeves, put the cigarette in his mouth, put another one behind his ear, and then just put his elbow on the table and be like, give me an arm wrestle. Like, I feel like he would just start arm wrestling you for like no reason. And I would be intimidated, but I would love to have that story to go back to my family with. Like, I would call a family meeting and be like, guys, gather around. I got a story to tell you with Cid.
Guys, I'm moving in with Cid.
He beat me in an arm wrestle, and let me tell you, I'm gonna be moving in with him.
I feel like, if anything, he would put out the cigarette like on you, like on your arm, unsuspecting arm, and it'd be like, let's wrestle. Oh boy,
Cid is awesome. I love Cid.
He is awesome.
I can't wait to see him in Rebirth.
Oh my god, yeah. That's going to be awesome.
That's soon, man. That's so soon.
Soon.
I keep forgetting.
And my boyfriend comes back from the war finally. Vincent Valentine.
Ooh.
Glorious 3D.
And he's voiced by
Vincent.
Goddamn
Matt Mercer. Yeah,
Matt Mercer, for fuck's sake.
No shit. Really?
Yeah, dude.
Sure is.
Did did you ever play
Dirge of Cerberus? Yes.
Yes,
It's the best, worst game ever made.
Should I play that?
It is.
I now
Yes.
have that at my
Yes.
disposal. And,
yes, play it. It's not good, but play it.
It's
But I
not
like-
terrible either. You can make your own guns. You can mix and match materia to make different cool abilities and spells and shit. Like, it's not great, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. If it's one of those games where you can put it on easy and not be penalized, I think it is, then it's a much more fun ride than trying to actually play that game.
And I mean, it's got Vincent Valentine, so it's good.
It does. That's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. If I obviously Vincent Valentine, I would share a drink with, but like if I wanted to choose a more recent Final Fantasy character, I think actually that Clive from Final Fantasy 16 would actually be fun to hang out with and grab a drink with. Like, I mean, God bless Ben Starr already. Another human I would like to share a drink with, but
Ben Starr's amazing.
He is. But Clive, like the game, I really liked the game. It was not perfect, but I loved his character, and he's one of my favorite Final Fantasy protagonists now. And I think like he would just kind of like, because he's broody in a different way from other characters, and I also think like he's got this introspection, especially if it's like the later part of the game version of Clive. He'd have like a lot of reflecting to do and want to kind of just hang out. He might also be like a cool, comfortable silence kind of guy where you could just kind of hang out and vibe in the base and have a drink.
Yeah. Bounce a couple jokes off him every now and again.
Yeah.
How the fuck I had a good build up for this one, but I just immediately lost it. I would love to enjoy a cup of any kind of tea with Mr. Professor Layton. He's just the coolest fucking dude around. He's always so nice. A true gentleman never leaves a puzzle unsolved, and it'd just be fun to listen to all of his dumb little stories about archaeology and all the other stuff he does, and then maybe do like some crossword puzzles or some like Sudokus or some other stuff like that. Professor Layton's just a rad guy. It'd be fun to enjoy some tea with a man who also enjoys some tea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know who would be interesting to have a drink with? I would just like to know the mechanics of how it would even work. I would love to see Mr. Game and Watch get drunk.
Yeah. I mean, in
Fucking
theory,
Lord.
he eats, right? He has a frying pan and he can launch bacon at you. So, like,
But we've
in
never seen him
theory-
eat.
We've never seen him eat, but he makes food. So, in theory,
That's true.
if he's making food, he probably eats.
He has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you Mr. Game and Watch can pound him back if he really gets
Pound
going.
him back. He'd be the kind of guy to like he'd be like a beer pong kind of guy. He'd be what's that the dumb thing you say in beer pong where you're at like the last cup and you're supposed to like call it
Oh,
help me out.
wait, no, isn't that pool?
No, there's we'll skip this. I don't know beer pong words. Yeah, Mr. Game and Watch could slam a few. Oh man, what is it called? No, forget. Fuck beer pong. Let's get that on my brain. What's that? Was that your actual pick though, Mr. Game and Watch? Slamming some Coors Lights or whatever.
I mean, I just thought about Mr. Game and Watch and how interesting it would be to just see him attempt to drink and how weird it would look. I don't know how interesting it would be to actually sit down and have a drink because I don't think he can talk. I think he would just make his noises.
Yeah. Or I can't do the sound justice. Yeah, I'll edit that in. Do you think like if so say you're at like a backyard barbecue and Mr. Game and Watch shows up, he's like, hand me one of them natty lights or however he says it, you give him a beer, would it like turn black or would you see like his black like silhouette with a natty light just pounding that natty light?
I mean, when he picks up items in the game, they don't disappear into like his form. They stay,
That's true.
Stay separate. So you would just see
this
like, shadowy figure holding a natty light.
I just picture him like tipping it back, trying to drink it, and it just like pouring out like next to him because he's like paper thin and like
It's pouring
he's
out both sides.
Yeah. I would like to just sit down at a bar, like some scuzzy dive bar with Donkey Kong, King DDD, and Bowser, and just like start riling them up.
King K. Rool in there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Throw some King K. Rool.
King K.
And
Rool,
just start riling them up.
Yeah.
Battle of the fatties.
Battle of the big boys.
That'd be
Just
good
be
one
like,
to see.
Donkey Kong, Bowser was like talking some shit earlier about.
You just want to instigate at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I just want to sit there and be like, Bowser was talking some really bad shit about that tie, Donkey Kong, like saying like, why does he even wear the tie? What's the purpose of the tie? And then just get Donkey Kong all riled up. I don't know how you would rile DDD up. Just be like, they ran out of cupcakes, and then you just like flip a table over.
Go up to Bowser and you just be like Princess Peach isn't even fucking into you. She doesn't even go here. Mario doesn't like you. The Toad doesn't like you. If Toad doesn't like you, nobody likes you.
If Toad doesn't like you, man, dude, even Toad doesn't. That sounds like such a like a juvenile thing to say in like high school or something. Like, dude, even Toad doesn't like you. Like, you ain't shit. Dude, Mario punches Yoshi in the back of the goddamn head, and he likes Mario more than you. Like, let that sink in.
Fucking Toad, dude. Oh, were any of those your picks, Gerry?
All of them, every one of them.
Okay,
I love each and every one of them equally.
What is? I have one last one. So Matt, go ahead. You can do like as many as you want.
I've really only got one more. I mean, I could probably go all night on this, but
Okay.
This character is a classic character whose personality I hadn't really thought about until I played the most recent iteration of the game. But it's Ken Masters from Street Fighter, and like in Street Fighter 6, there is like several different kinds of story modes, but Ken like apparently was a CEO and then got like framed for something and was like lost his job or whatever. But like Ken Masters has always seemed like the dude bro version of Ryu, right? Like Ryu is this like like monk-ish character who's just like really like reserved and like has inner balance, and then Ken is this kind of sloppy American like loud talking badass. And I just think it'd be fun to grab a coffee with Ken and kind of like pick his brain about what it's like to be on the level with this other like great wizened character, but like he's just like this opposite personality. I mean, he seems like the chatty type to me. And so I would love to like share a drink with him and just like hear stories of like the different Street Fighter tournaments and fighting in
Ooh.
Bison and all this stuff.
I mean, the
Oh.
dude's got a mullet. I'm sure he has some good stories.
That reminds me of King from Tekken. That'd be a really good one to just sit down and have like really any drink with, because the dude, like, his whole backstory is about how he grew up as an orphan, and all the money he wins from wrestling and the Tekken tournaments he gives back to the orphans as well. And yeah, that he'd be fun to talk to as well too. He just seems like a really, really cool guy.
And then I think I have one more actually. Cal
Okay.
Kestis from Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. I like Star Wars a lot, and there are a lot of cool Jedis, but there's something about his kind of like humble beginnings and how he was, you know, in hiding for so long and now has found this confidence as a Jedi. I think it'd just be a really interesting conversation, like talking about the Force and rediscovering his the Jedi Order and wanting to bring balance to the Force and all that stuff, while slamming back whatever Star Wars sounding drink that I can't think of at the top of my head right now.
And they got such a good actor to play him too.
Yeah, he's great.
What's his name again?
Cameron Monaghan, I believe.
Yeah, there we go.
I
only
still
know
have
him
not
from
played those games.
from Shameless.
The best Star Wars games I think they've ever made.
I keep hearing, yeah.
I mean,
definitely- they're
also
on
if
my
you like
list.
Metroidvanias, like they're not ideal Metroidvanias, but they function very well. And like, but it's some of the best lightsaber combat, and it's forgiving. Like, while it's got a Dark Souls vibe, you can adjust the parry window, you can adjust like the difficulty, and like so it's really approachable. And like just some of the coolest lightsaber combat, especially in the second game. There's a stance that makes your lightsaber a broadsword. Mind you, it doesn't
What?
get heavier, but it still, you wield it like a two-handed sword, and it's amazing. So yeah, I highly recommend them.
Shit. Sounds amazing.
What do you think M. Bison would be like if he was just piss ass obliterated drunk?
Oh my god, he'd be trying to do the Psycho Crusher all the time and like breaking things and like
That's right, yeah.
trying to use his psycho powers on people to like manipulate them, but he wouldn't be able to do it because he's so drunk, and so he would just kind of screw it up. But he would be swearing that he's mind controlling you, and you'd be like, all right, Bison, chill.
Yep. Oh, yep. You're controlling me, Bison. Oh, and then you go sit down and order another martini or whatever.
I'm just picturing like the M. Bison from the Street Fighter movie, like
That's-
Raul Julia.
R.I.P. Raul Julia. Yeah. Oh man, what a
R.I.P..
great representation of that character.
So good.
Ugh.
That movie is ridiculous.
Can't believe it's real. I like every few years I fall asleep and forget that Ming Na Wen was Chun-Li in that film, and then remember it. And I mean I love her and everything. She's great, but I can't really believe she actually was Chun-Li in that film. It's just wild to me.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Speaking of crazy, I'd like to enjoy a glass of chalky milk with Earthworm Jim himself.
Yeah, let's go. The real
That's
shit now.
Earthworm,
Let's get
yeah.
into it.
Let's go, dude. Hear about all those baddies that he's blasted throughout all these games, and like what is it, Dr. Monkey for a head or something like that?
Yep. Dr.
Um,
Monkey for a head, Evil the Cat.
Psycho.
Evil the Cat, yeah, Psychro, dude. What was it like? There was one that was like something but Dr. Bug for butt or something.
No, I don't. I know what you're talking about. I mean, there's Major Mucus. There's so many great villains
Yeah.
in that game.
I love
Games.
Earthworm Jim.
Oh, and Peter Puppy.
Peter
Get
Puppy.
him fucking
No,
wasted,
fuck
and then
that.
he freaks out and turns into the monster.
No way,
one.
man. Leave that shit home.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
I gotta say, if I am being very honest, if there's like a video game character that I would absolutely love to sit down and have a drink with, it 100% is Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, that's a good
Uh-oh.
choice too. Yeah.
Like I would just because
He's a
I
charmer.
feel like he would be so entertaining.
Yeah.
Just to hear him like shit talk people in the bar or something. Like you went out to a
Yeah.
bar with him, he would just be like shit talking people. I'm not even gonna try to do an impersonation of him because like that performance is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that's a flawless vocal performance
Yeah.
on I always forget the guy's name that does his voice, but yeah, he couldn't hold all of the awards this past year.
Yeah, I think like any Baldur's Gate 3 character would be great, but like Karlach also. I mean, even Lizelle,
yeah.
right? Like Lizelle's probably a raucous drunk, right? Like,
So I don't
I could
care for Lizelle.
I could see that. 'Cause she's a monster. She's probably like the one character I've used the most throughout that game. What of the like 10 hours that I've played, I use her so fucking much.
Yeah, I couldn't handle her hissing at me all the time and stuff. I was just like, nah, you're staying home. I'm not taking you anywhere. Like, can't take you to a battlefield. Like, you're
put the
fucking
leash-
embarrassing.
Put the leash back on the little key ring thing on the wall.
Yes. I'm so upset though because and this is super side note, and maybe the reason why I said I would rather take Astarion out than Shadowheart is because I'm a little bitter at Shadowheart. I spent the whole fucking game trying to romance her to the point where I was like, I've said everything to you. I've said every line of dialogue, and you liked it all, and she didn't give me nothing. Like nothing. I didn't get anything from her whatsoever. I was so pissed.
Fucking nothing.
Nothing. I had to go into the equipment screen, take off all her clothes just to see that shit. She didn't just willingly let me see that.
don't love where this is going.
Oh, I just had a good one. It would be rad to share a drink with Adol Christin from the Ease series and hear about all of it. Have either of you guys
That's
played
the redhead guy, right?
Yeah, he's the main character.
main character?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
have you played any of the Ease games before?
I have not. I'm familiar-ish with them, but I've not played them.
Played 8
That's
ish.
That's my favorite so far is 8. Each game in the series, with the exception of like I think one game, they were like, no, that's not canon, dog. Each game in the series is basically like the whole series is like one continuous. How the fuck do I explain? They're all like one separate point in Adol's life, like different little adventures that he goes on. And yeah, it'd be cool to have a drink with him. Just listen to all of his stories about all the crazy shit that he's been into. Because like fuck yeah, 8 is he meets a chick who froze herself in time, and then she becomes a fucking evolution god or whatever, and then holy shit, yeah, that's a lot. Hey Adol, tell me a story, bud. That's it for me though.
Can you drink with a Pokemon? Is there any Pokemon that can actually drink, or would like?
I mean, I'm sure you
is
could.
Is that bad?
Shouldn't.
Like,
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
are
you
they
could
animals?
definitely like you could definitely share things with them, but probably not booze. But like,
Share
well,
things.
They make Bush Light for dogs?
oh,
What?
I don't know. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, dog brew by Bush. That's the thing. Let me look at it real fast. It doesn't. Oh man, let me enter my birthday, dude. Come on. Here we go. Yeah, it says made for dogs. I'll throw you guys a link. There
Made
you
for
go.
dogs,
Bam.
Squirtles, Bulbasaurs, whatever you
I mean, they're
want.
basically the same, right?
Oh. Okay, so it does not have any alcohol. It's just a mix of like vegetables, herbs, spices, water, and pork broth. So it's just like a cold soup in a can.
But hang on, like, I mean, I'm thinking of like Squirtles and Bulbasaurs and Pikachus and stuff like that. But like Lucario could definitely slam some beers, right?
Oh, for sure. Same with Mewtwo, right?
Yeah,
that's
like
what I was gonna say. Mewtwo.
they have
Machamp?
opposing thumbs. They can
Yeah.
hold that shit.
Machamp for sure.
Machamp, yeah, all those arms for all those beers, dude. He's shotgunning
He'd
4
be a frat
beers at
bro.
one time.
Absolutely a frat bro with that wrestling belt for a waist. Like he'd
Fuck.
totally be a frat bro.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god, yeah. And Hitmonlee.
Yep.
Um
Hitmonchan. Although one of them doesn't have a mouth. I think it's Hitmonchan, maybe.
no,
I
it's
don't know.
Hitmonlee.
It's just Hitmonlee. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, going back to Street Fighter, it'd be pretty dope to go out like drinking somewhere with Dalsum and just
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, "Hey man, can you grab me that drink?"
Yoga fire.
just starts burning the place down.
I feel like one of the worst characters to have a drink with would be Gex because he just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Bubsy also would probably be just as
Yep.
bad.
Like
Same
Bubsy
level.
3D Bubsy, where it's like
Oh,
Lonnie Manelli. He's like,
yeah.
press circle to jump over this thing and collect that
Oh,
molecule or whatever the fuck he
no.
says in Bubsy 3D, dude.
I feel like Kazooie would also be a total pain in the ass to have a
Yeah,
drink
but
with.
she's snarky in a way that I feel like I would enjoy. Like she'd start making
like
fun of
British
other
snarky.
people. Yeah, like she'd start picking on other people at the bar and be like, "Yeah, get him!" Like cheering her on.
I feel like Banjo would just be shit faced and
Yeah.
like
Face down.
Yeah, Banjo would go way too hard. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm down for a drink or 3," and then he gets just fucking stupid wasted.
So if we haven't learned anything here tonight, one thing we have learned is don't go drinking with Slippy Toad, Banjo, or Daisy,
Yeah.
because that's not a good combination. You leave them the fuck home and you go out and have a good time. You know, take out any of these other people. You know, go get a drink with a Kirby,
Earthworm Jim.
Yep. Raul Julia.
Kazuma Kiryu.
Yeah.
Any of these, there would be a better choice.
Yeah. Those are even Cid.
Yeah,
Cid.
it'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
Phoenix
Cid.
Wright. Get some free legal advice.
There you go.
Get them all fucking smackered up on schnapps and be like, dude, how do I get away with vehicular manslaughter?
At a
He'd be
Denny's.
like, listen, at a Denny's, dude. Get them all coked up on blow. Like, listen, man. It's all about the evidence. It's all about how you look at the evidence or whatever.
Man, this got dark.
Yeah. Holy shit. Well, that's it. That's all the best characters to have a drink with. There are no other ones. None at all. Matt, where can people find your show, socials, all that stuff?
Sure. So, I mean, the best place to find everything that I do is djstormageddon.com, all in one convenient location. If you want to keep up with Fun and Games specifically, the broader video game podcast that I do, the best place to actually go is patreon.com/funandgamespod, because we have a free tier. And so the free tier gets you the main show, side quests, and any articles that we write. And then, you know, there are paid tiers for bonus content and shout outs and stuff. But like the best way to keep up with us in the hellscape that is the dying platform of Twitter, I refuse to call it by its other name. Staking to our Patreon is where we'll put most of our updates and stuff. And so, yeah, I think that's probably the best place video game related to go. And then on socials, I'm DJ_Stormageddon on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. And then I'm just DJ Stormageddon with no underscore on Blue Sky because they don't like underscores for some reason. I don't get it. And then, again, to check out all the podcasts I do, just go to djstormageddon.com. I got links to all of them there, as well as my merch page.
Nice.
Right on. And Jerry. Oh, fuck. Jerry, where can people find your show, socials, anything else, all that stuff?
Yeah, you can get Super Ghost Radio on pretty much every podcast platform that's out there. We also have a YouTube channel, which is at super-ghost. And then now we have another show coming out called Retro Rehab with yours truly here, Aaron. And then, all that stuff is under the Super Ghost feed. And it comes out every other Friday. We're on Twitter at Super Ghost Radio, on Instagram at Super Ghost Radio, and on Twitch at Super Ghost Live.
Hell yeah. I'll make sure to have any and all links people need in the show notes. If anybody wants to look at more SuperPod Saga, superpodsaga.com. But that's it. Thank you guys for coming on and sharing all these cool, fun ideas with me. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.